I called him Mr. O because he had a Norwegian name with 5 syllables that I could neither remember nor pronounce. He was older than death. What I mean is, his flesh was so gray and his movements were so slow that he appeared to be a creature coming from the grave instead of one inching towards the tombstone. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. I think our mutual displeasure began one day when I was mowing the lawn and the grass clippings blew onto his beautiful gravel driveway. He came out of his house screaming at me, explaining that all I had to do was turn the mower around and pull it towards me so that the clippings would go into my own yard. Honestly, it sounded tedious, meaningless, and frustrating. So I went inside and explained it to my mother and father. They had the opportunity to do something inspirational. They could have explained that since it was Mr. O's driveway, he had the right to decide how it would be decorated. But I guess they had problems with him too, because they rolled their eyes, called him a few choice names, and walked away, leaving me to believe it was my family duty to continue to aggravate him. So I did. I refused to mow in the direction he requested, blowing my grass across his well-kept drive. In retaliation, every time one of my balls rolled into his yard, he retrieved it and refused to give it back. It was a feud. It was just ridiculous and could have been so easily handled if I had been instructed to give place to the feelings of another human being. But instead, my childish sensations were justified instead of rectified. I just think my parents thought they were trying to be cool and side with their son. But I needed more than that. I needed to learn how to live in a world that demands sharing. Before I could grow up and become a decent human being, Mr. O passed away. So many things I would like to tell him. For after all, Mr. O had the right to determine what came into his own yard. Mr. O had the right not to like me. And I must realize that Mr. O had the God-given right to be cranky. For after all, if I'm going to be mean to everybody I don't like or who doesn't like me, I'm going to be too busy pursuing vendettas to ever enjoy myself.